Hey everyone, it's Kelly. I'm back today with a new 12 by 12 scrapbook process video. This video is for the Cut to You cut file shop, and today I'm going to be using the autumn cut file. I actually used just a couple leaves from that cut file, and I sized them really large in Cricut Design Space because I'm planning on using them as you see here. I kind of wanted them looking like they were going off the page, but that they were focused into the center of the page. So the points of the leaves are going to all meet in the center of the page. And after I got them laid down, I thought about backing each of them with a different pattern paper, but I was worried that it would be too busy because they are so large. So I decided to just back them with vellum, and I am just cutting around that vellum. And right now I'm just roughly cutting around it. I'm not being too careful or too close. I just kind of wanted to get a general idea of how it was going to look. I thought initially the leaves didn't stand out enough on the gray pattern paper. So I'm trying out a couple different pattern papers to see which one I like best. I thought that I was going to go with this pattern paper here. It's really beautiful. And I go ahead and get all the leaves positioned, and I'm actually going to start working on the layers behind the photo. I grabbed the 6x6 paper pad, and I can't remember if I mentioned this, but I believe this is the Pinkfresh Studio Indigo Hills 2 collection. It's been in my stash for a little while. As I've mentioned in my past couple 12 by 12 process videos, I've been trying to use up some of my stash. So I've been going through just finding papers and embellishments that inspire me. And I had this photo already pre-printed on my desk. It's a photo, I don't even really know what year it's from. I'd have to go back and look. And it's just a picture of me holding a cup of coffee, and you can see the leaves in the background. I was sitting outside on my back porch on the steps just drinking a cup of coffee. And I thought that the leaves looked really pretty and the cup was a nice color. So I just snapped a picture while I was out there. And I wanted to document it. I'm not going to do any journaling because nothing happened. I was just sitting outside drinking a cup of coffee. So I am still just trying to figure out how I want to get these things positioned. I felt like the photo was getting lost on the background with the cut files being so large. So now I'm seeing if I want to reposition the cut files, maybe bring them where they're facing out towards the outside of the layout and then layer everything in the middle. I also thought about just using 3 of the leaves and positioning my photo in the bottom right hand corner. And looking at this now, I actually really like how that looks, but something about it just wasn't working for me when I was making the layout. So I play around with placement for quite a while, and then I finally decide just to go back to that gray pattern paper. I think that the other pattern paper was just too bold, and that the white that I used, the white cardstock that I used for the leaves was just, it was standing out too much. I want you to see these, but I don't necessarily want them to be the big part of the layout. Sometimes I use cut files as a focal point, but in this instance, I just wanted it to be part of the background. So I think that it works really well with this gray pattern paper. It mutes it down a little bit. So I'm still working on the layers. I did swap out a couple of the 6x6 papers because I am going to be using this lighter color background. I wanted to have some darker colors in the layers just to help the photo stand out a little bit more. I don't have a whole lot from this collection. I was going through a phase when I bought this where I was just kind of buying bits and pieces of a collection that I liked at the time, which works really well if you have enough to work with. But I had already created one layout and I was running out of embellishments and things to use. So I only have the puffy stickers and a few die cuts remaining from this collection. So I'm a little bit limited on my embellishment choices. I thought about using the happy thoughts instead of the seize the day for the title, but I liked how the seize the day fit within that area that I had on the layers. So now I'm going to start gluing down these leaves. I am using just my fine line bottle with some Scotch tacky glue just to adhere those to the background. I find that that works the best, especially if you're trying to work with intricate pieces, and I didn't want to get a whole lot of glue on the vellum or you would be able to see it after it dried. I decided to add another little label underneath the layers that I have there. I thought about adding maybe a little bit of journaling, but again, nothing really happened, and I think that you get the idea of what's going on just by looking at the photo. So I will add that label there, but I'll add another little puffy sticker along with it just to bring in another pop of color and just to kind of make the layers a little bit larger on the background. I'm going to play around with some heart puffy stickers as well. I was watching for color balance. I didn't want the hearts to be too loud on the background. I didn't want to make things in too much busier. There's already a lot going on. There's a lot of texture on this layout with the cut file and then all the layering and the colors that I have going on. And I do want to apologize. The light is going to get a little bit weird here at the end of the video. The sun must have come out. So it was shining through my blinds, and I don't think I realized that the camera was picking up on it until I started editing the video. So there's going to be a couple bright spots on the layout here and there just where the sun is peeking through the blinds. But I think you can still get the general idea of what I am working on here and what I'm doing. So I'm still just trying to find the right embellishments. I'm still trying to add in additional pops of color, just trying to make things balanced. And I'm happy with how this is coming together. I really do like the texture of it. I think that is so fun to add to 12 by 12 layouts because it's just paper. So it's pretty flat. So the more dimension you can add and the more texture you can add, the better. So I am going through the enamel dots now, and I am going to sprinkle quite a few of those around, again, just for more pops of color and more texture. And that pretty much wraps it up. I don't think I do too much more to the layout if I do anything at all. So I am going to bring it up to the camera just so you can see it in a little bit more detail. I did add stitching to all of those leaves, again, for another added texture. I like how that looks, and I'm going to bring in some still shots now. Please let me know if you have any questions about anything that I did here today. If you have any questions about the cut files or the Cut to You store, I will have links to everything that I used from Cut to You in the description box below. And I just want to thank you all so much for watching. I hope you guys have a great day.